play baseball here at Oriole Park in Camden Yards. The Orioles have taken the field, and the national anthem has been played. So it's just about ready for Game 2 of this three-game set, as the Angels won Game 1 last night by the final of 3-1. The offense racking out a total of 7 hits between 2 pitchers for the Orioles. That we'll see if they can get it going against a very hot pitcher here in Ubaldo Jimenez. Here's a line of Mike Scioscia's running out. With the win last night, the Angels now 18-17 on the year. Cole Calhoun leading things off in right field. Mike Trout in center. Albert Pujols at first. Eric Aybar for the 6th time in his career, 6th game in his career. He is the cleanup hitter. Johnny DiVitello will bat 5th, plays second base. David Freese at 3rd. And you have Matt Joyce at left, Chris Iannetta behind the plate, and Mark Krause serving as the DH. And looks like, considering how many right-handers the Angels will face over the next week or thereabouts, lineup that Mike Scioscia is probably going to run out there. Tonight, it's the 31-year-old right-hander native of Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic, Ubaldo Jimenez.
Jimenez fastball is 88-93, sinks that very well. Slider, curveball, changeup, very good. Split finger fastball, which he's used a lot more this season. My go-tos against him, that first pitch swinging. First pitch, swingers 5 for 11. That's 455 batting average, and connecting the lineup. Balance from 1 through 9 tonight for sure.
Check out the defense for the Orioles tonight. It is Lowe, Jones, and Diaz in the outfield from left to right. Machado, Hardy, Pierce, and Davis from 3rd to 1st. Joseph behind the plate.
And Pierce getting the start at second base. Hasn't played there a whole lot in his career. Just 8 starts there at second base. A lot more at first, and of course in the outfield for him. So the double play turn may be difficult for him.
Ubaldo Jimenez, a bounce-back season for him in his 2nd year as a member of the Orioles. The first one tonight in there for a strike. Adam Hamari calling the balls and strikes tonight. Dan Isonia at first, Lance Barksdale at second, Eric Cooper at third base. Jimenez last year 6-9 with a 4.81 ERA. He has turned it around as he delivers strike 2. Which allows us 22 hits in 33 and 2/3 innings so far. Cole, a 308 average, 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Had an 0 for 2 game last night. Did draw 2 walks. Just missed it. And with 2 strikes, they overshift on Calhoun with 3 infielders on the right side.
Trying that 2-seam fastball to run it, start off the plate and get that inside corner. You would think he's going to stay inside then.
Off speed, little bouncer into the shift. That's J.J. Hardy. So that's a 6-3 putout for the first down of the ball game. So 1 down, and Mike Trout coming up. Mike got a nice round of applause as they introduce the lineups once again here at Baltimore. Not too far from where he grew up, Millville, New Jersey. What,
104 miles away, something like that.
About an hour and a half drive, or if Goopy's driving, about 45 minutes. Pitches in for strike. Or when your chauffeur's driving.
Yeah, exactly. When I drive now, it's about 4.5 hours.
John hitting .288, 9 home runs, and 19 runs batted in. 1 for 4 game last night. This one lined right to Hardy. 2 outs. Well, that ball was squared up, and Hardy found it in his glove.
And a smile because he was able to catch that and get away from that baseball as quick as possible. That little dip on it also in the end. Top hand swing, line drive into the shift for Baltimore, and another shift here for Albert Pujols. So all 3 batters had 3 infielders on the same side of that infield. This time all on the left side.
Albert, of course, homered last night in the first inning with 2 outs, giving the Angels a 1-0 lead. Angels with solo runs the first, 2nd, and 9th innings. As he will take one outside. .232 batting average, 6 home runs, and 14 runs batted in. Off speed, first strike. Angels with the win last night also drew even out of the road this year. 8-8 record. Baltimore 8-6 here at home. 1-2. Albert with a glance back to Hamari.
It looked like a little bit off the strike zone. He's running that 2-seamer to start off the plate like he would be thrown against a left-handed batter catching the outside corner against Pujols.
Albert goes down swinging at a very quick and economical top of the first for Ubaldo Jimenez. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning, scoreless. Starting lineup for the Baltimore Orioles, bringing up the rear of the American League East, but just 4 games back of the top spot in that division with a 15-18 record. Manny Machado back in that leadoff spot. Jimmy Paredes is the DH. Adam Jones in center field. Chris Davis at first base. Steve Pearce gets to start at second. Alejandro De Aza was in left field last night. He's in right tonight. J.J. Hardy is short. David Lowe, the left fielder, and Caleb Joseph batting ninth and doing the catching. Taking on Matt Shoemaker. 2-3 on the season, but the 6.61 ERA and the home run has been the biggest problem for him.
Yeah, that's definitely been the case for Shoemaker. But that's why he's got to keep his fastball down in the strike zone. Think in terms of ground ball outs. Fastball percentage so far 59%. Split finger fastball been very good at times, and also left that up in the zone. Slider, curveball. Hasn't thrown his curveball as much as we'd like to see, especially against left-handed batters.
Well, last night Weaver was masterful against a very aggressive and very good offensive unit for the Baltimore Orioles. A lot of off-speed stuff, so we'll see what Shoemaker does following that up. Machado last night swung at the first pitch. Tonight swings at the first pitch. It's Cole Calhoun coming in, puts it away, and there's the first down of the ball game for Matt Shoemaker. Let's take a look at the Angels defensively tonight. Matt Joyce at left, Mike Trout at center, the aforementioned Cole Calhoun at right. The infield has David Freese and Eric Ibar on the left side, Johnny Giamatella and Albert Pujols on the right, and Chris Iannetta gets the start behind the plate.
A lot of fly balls from Matt Shoemaker. Matt Joyce out in left field. Certainly getting better and better, more acclimated for that position. Just 1 error in his last 55 games as an outfielder. Played very solid both with the glove and the bat here in Baltimore for Matt Joyce.
Jimmy Paredes, the switch hitting DH, looks at a strike. .352 batting average for Paredes. 5 home runs and 18 runs batted in. Baltimore had a total of 5 hits last night. Paredes was in the 3 spot, ended up going 0 for 3 as he hits this one into right field, and it's a single. Went down and got the pitch, pulls it into right, and the man on. With 1 out and Adam Jones coming up.
Here's my Hyundai key for this game, especially the offense not doing its normal routine, so it's going to come down to defense. And when the glove comes to town, little B.B. King in his honor, who passed away just yesterday, that glove has been outstanding for that defense for the Halos, especially with Calhoun, Trout, now Matt Joyce in the outfield making some unbelievable plays.
Jones off to a terrific start once again. 6 home runs, 23 RBIs. A cleanup hitter last night. They're going 2 for 4. 2 singles, one of which was a bunt base hit. And he swings the first pitch, and this one out to shallow right field. Long run in for Calhoun. He's there. 2 outs. Well, you will take that any day of the week. First pitch swinging. Machado and Jones for 2 outs here in the first inning.
And a very aggressive club. Just anticipating fastball first pitch.
And it's worked out well for them, considering when you look at the overall numbers. They're third in batting average, fourth in home runs, eighth in runs scored, second in slugging, sixth in on-base percentage.
Well, I love when I saw a hitter swing at the first pitch, especially fastball. Then you start manipulating the strike zone, go about a baseball or so off the corner, and they'll allow themselves to get themselves out.
Chris Davis at the plate, the first baseman, as the Angels overshift. Giavatello's out in shallow right field. Really playing Davis to pull, especially with Albert having to hold Paredes on at first base. The old triangle defense on the right side. Davis at .237 on the season with 8 home runs. Two balls, no strikes. The bulk of the Orioles' damage offensively this year has been done here at home. They've hit collectively .297 in this ballpark compared to .236 out on the road. It is a very hitter-friendly ballpark. .333 down the left field line, .318 down the right field line. 2-0. Little number foul. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Still not convinced that 364 in the power alley is legit.
You weren't convinced that the numbers were legit in the old ballpark.
No.
It was 309 down the left field line at the old ballpark.
I tried walking it off a number of times.
As Don Baylor said, we used to call it 3010.
Yeah.
Two outs and a man on. They'll check in on Paredes. Mentioned last night that Baltimore does not run a whole lot. Just 10 stolen bases on the year. Machado has 5 of them. Angels don't run a lot either. Two-one pitch. That's in there.
That looked like a straight changeup. Shoemaker will throw a changeup and a split finger fastball.
Pierce on deck. Missed outside.
That's the split finger fastball. And that's more of a product of having made some mistakes with that pitch, starting it on the outside corner. When Matt's very confident with that pitch, he'll start at middle part of the plate and he'll run and catch the outside corner or go straight down over the middle of the plate and bounce in the dirt for a swing and miss.
Back-to-back games, he's allowed 3 home runs. Did have a 10 strikeout performance against Seattle. He took the loss. Pujols playing behind Paredes now. He'll take off on a 3-2 pitch. And that is a called strike. 3 down goes Davis. And the first is in the books. We'll head to the second. Ivar Giavatello 3's coming up with no score.
Changer, the number 4 hitter in a lineup, Eric Ibar. 432 batting average over his last 10 games. That batting average has gone up now 65 points. 4 consecutive multi-hit games for Eric Ibar, starting to see the ball well and using the entire field.
In the cleanup spot. Looks at a strike from Ubaldo Jimenez. 6-game hitting streak for Eric. 269 batting average, 5 doubles, 12 RBIs. Double and a single last night. Takes inside. This is the 6th game in which Ibar has appeared in the cleanup spot. That doesn't mean he has batted cleanup in 6 games, but he's just somehow ended up in that spot. A total of 9 plate appearances, 2 for 7 overall. By far the fewest games in which he has appeared in this spot of the lineup. The other is the 3rd spot, but everywhere else he's kind of bounced up and down. Good numbers in his career against Jimenez.
And that's why he's hitting in the number 4 spot. Mike Scioscia, we talked about connecting that lineup, trying to find that good feel where 1 through 9 you're going to get consistent at bats.
This one's pulled foul. Nice play by the ball girl. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Patel on deck, then David Freese. Baldo Jimenez had himself a 1-2-3 first inning, including a strikeout of Albert. A little bouncer to second. That's Pierce. 1 down.
Really going for Jimenez. He's hitting his spots.
Yep.
Fastball with real good movement and sink action. Split finger fastball has been solid down in the strike zone. His 5th, and he's been able to get his slider over for strikes.
Sorry, Mark. 5th career start against the Angels. And, he's lost the first 4 with an ERA over 6. But this year he's kind of turned that corner. The Orioles certainly like what they've seen so far. As Giavotella hits one out toward right center field, and that's hit well. Deaza giving chase, and he tracks it down just shy of the track for out number 2. Well struck by Giavotella on a high fastball.
Well, I thought for sure off the bat that had a chance of being at least a double, if not a triple, for Giavotella. Deaza did a nice job of going that angle, perfect angle, to be able to run it down. Surprised to see they had to shift on for Giavotella also.
Just shift happy. Here's Freese with 2 outs. David hitting .219 with 5 home runs and 19 runs batted in. 1 for 4 game yesterday. It's jammed and this one fouled and out of play.
Let's check out the DraftKings players to watch coming in this game. David Freese, .357 batting average here in Baltimore, 10 for 28. Brandon Crawford, some good numbers of late too. Mark Teixeira, not only the high batting average, but driving the ball out of the ballpark. Same thing for Prince Fielder. Guy right here, Freese, that he just loves hitting this ballpark. The ball carries so well to right center field, and that's his swing.
David takes a called strike 3. So 6 up, 6 down against Ubaldo Jimenez with 2 strikeouts. We'll head to the bottom of the 2nd with no score. All season long with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat provides you anything and everything having to do with Major League Baseball games, highlights, replay reviews, StatCasts, and more. Just get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet today. Ton of Angel fans throughout. They weathered the storm. Both teams took batting practice in their allotted times. The rain started just as the Angels completed their portion of batting practice, and that's when the heavens opened up, the tarp went on the field, and we were officially in a rain delay. So at least Angel fans got a chance to watch their guys take BP. There's a ton of them at third base side. Steve Pearce looks at his strike to even it counted 1-1. Second baseman 176, a couple of home runs and 9 runs batted in. It is just one of those reclamation projects, if you will, by Buck Showalter. As Pearce looks at his strike, it's 1-2. Last year, the Buck will find these guys, even Delman Young to a certain extent. They come here and all of a sudden they end up producing. Pearce at 293 for the Orioles last year, hit 21 home runs. You know, he just drove in 49, but still, that's icing on the cake for a guy that you weren't expecting to produce for you, and all of a sudden you get 21 jacks at him, almost hits 300.
Well, he shows a lot of confidence in him. He puts him in games, and when key guys go down and get hurt, he says, I don't care about that. I can't worry about the guys that can't play for me. I'm going to put a guy in there that can produce, and they have.
That one almost hits Pearce. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mentioned Delman Young, Pearce, Jimmy Paredes this year. I know he came over to the Orioles last year, but Paredes is off to a terrific start. 2-2 now. This one's fouled off to the right.
One thing about Pearce, he likes the fastball. He likes the fastball upstairs.
Originally in the Pirate system. 8th round pick. 2005. Check swing roller to the right side. The overshift. And you're not going to get him. Jim Vitellum was near second base. And that'll go to an infield base hit. Excuse me swing.
Yeah, perfect pitch. Pearce is trying to put the ball in play with the shift on. There's no way anybody's going to be in there in that position. As a pitcher, it's tough. See the reaction by Shoemaker. You make a perfect pitch. You think you get a routine ground ball out, but the shift being on, it's going to end up being an infield hit.
Leadoff man on board, and Alejandro Diaz at the plate. .217 batting average for Diaz. 0 for 4 last night. Was in the #2 spot as he shoots this one out to center. Trout, a little bit of a misread on, is able to track it down. And Mike broke in. Then had to break back into his right.
He got fooled last night the way the ball carried towards him at one point over his head. Going in, and then with the speed he has, he's still able to track it down, but a well hit ball by Diaz. Trout recovered enough because he has that speed.
Just a little audition as an Eagles wide receiver.
Oh yes,
that's it.
There's a number of Eagle front office people here today to interview and talk with Mike Trout. Let's take a look at our Coors Timeless Moment, brought to you by Coors Banquet. Right there, the man, Jim Palmer. Back in 1965 on this day, picked up his first major league victory, 3 2/3 innings of relief against the Yankees, but also 19-year-old rookie hit a 2-run home run. So an all-around good game by the Hall of Famer, Jim Palmer.
Turned out to be a pretty good career.
Yeah, you think. 53 shutouts. Still the most amazing stat ever. And there's a statue out there. He hit the ball very well. That high leg kick. Never, ever gave up a grand slam.
Just ask him. One out, one on here, J.J. Hardy.
In between innings, I'll ask him again.
Hardy, the shortstop, hitting .214 with a couple of home runs and 2 runs batted in. Looking at Palmer's numbers, he had 2 seasons which he led. Games started 40 starts in 1976, 39 the following season as Hardy went around the breaking ball.
Well, the one thing you know about Hardy, he's swinging at the first pitch and he wants a fastball. So that's a good decision by Shoemaker. Yeah, those numbers for Palmer. We talked about that last night. Member of a staff that had 4 20-game winners in the same season, 1971.
No balls, 2 strikes. Hardy now playing in his 9th game since being activated off the disabled list. He started the season on the DL. Sore left shoulder, which he hurt in spring training. A couple of hits last night, 2 for 3 with a single and a home run. And he pops this one up behind the plate and headed to the seats. The count remains at 0-2. Pierce over at first base with the infield base hit. And Hardy shoots one out toward right center field. Trout moving to his left, Calhoun to his right, and it's Cole taking charge.
That was good communication right there. Trout was calling him off, and then all of a sudden, Calhoun threw the glove up. The ball is going to drift back towards the right fielder. Much easier play for Cole Calhoun. That's just very good communication. Calling it, putting the glove up, as you see the ball drifts back towards him. And Trout was there just in case he was unable to make the play, though. But well done by both outfielders.
So 2 outs. Pierce still at first base. It's David Lowe, the left fielder. Lowe hitting .273. Snap throw to first. Short hops Pujols, and Pierce able to get back there in time. Lowe in his 2nd season with Baltimore. There's the Royals system. Picked up prior to last year in exchange for Danny Valencia, 3rd baseman. Number foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. At the Mercyhurst College in Erie, PA. Do you know where that's at? You know where Erie's at, obviously.
Yeah, Western Pennsylvania. Is that Ohio?
Well, he's from Ohio. Grew up in Akron.
That's the same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah, same thing.
11th round pick by the Royals in 07. Good speed.
Very good speed.
Yeah. Pierce off to a bigger lead at first base now. Here's the 1-1. It's in the first strike. Seen a lot of fastball takes. Oh, busting out the stirrups today.
Very similar to what you saw from Weaver. You know, the scouting report is they're throwing a lot more off-speed pitches, so they're taking the fastball. Then, as the game progresses, if he can still throw that fastball, especially downstairs early in this game, he's done a nice job as far as his fastball down in the strike zone. Then you'll get some odd swings against the off-speed as the game progresses.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Lowe, and that is Shoemaker's 2nd strikeout of the night. We'll head to the 3rd, but no score.
CarMax. Start here. And by Jack in the Box. Jack's hottest sandwich is back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich.
Turned out to be a pleasant night here in Baltimore. The rains and the winds came through here. About an hour rain delay. And, so far, both starting pitchers not affected with that rain delay. As Adam Neville adding to his duties as the head athletic trainer.
There's a lot of mud on those cleats.
Yeah. That Joyce takes outside. Bottom third of the order, Joyce, Ionetta, and Krause. Ubaldo Jimenez has faced 6 batters. He's retired all 6, including a couple of strikeouts. Joyce pops one up at the shallow right. Piazza comes in. 1 out.
Kind of need that pitch. Real good numbers in his career in this ballpark for Matt Joyce. 321 batting average with 7 home runs and 27 RBIs. That was a pretty good pitch to hit, too. Now the shift back on against Chris Ionetta. Well, the middle infielders get some work here with Baltimore. Lefty comes up. They all move to the other side of the field. Righty up. Back over the left side of the field.
Jam shot rolling to third. 2 outs.
Well, Chris, this continues to struggle. Got jammed on a curveball. Upper part of the strike zone.
Two outs, nobody on, and Mark Krause, the DH, is now up. Mark 0 for 5 as an Angel so far. And he is 0 for his last 13 if you go back to last season at the major league level. Just missed off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Maybe to get some playing time now with all the right-handers the Angels will face over the next 7-8 days. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Staying away, 2-seam fastball away, backdoor slider. Now the shift back on now to the right side of the infield with a 1-2 count. Tells you more likely he's going to try to do something inside.
That's a called strike 3. Another called 3rd strike. Bottom of the 3rd, that's where we're headed. Scoreless. Ram trucks. We talked about that outstanding defense last night. David Freese on that backhand
Strong throw across the diamond, but also made a nice play on a bunt. Mike Trout doing his usual here at Camden Yards. Leaps up, makes an outstanding play. And speaking of leaping through the air, Cole Calhoun again an outstanding play defensively in right field.
9-1-2 coming up for the Baltimore Orioles. Joseph, Machado, and Paredes. No score. Shoemaker with a couple of strikeouts, 2 singles allowed. The ball to Jimenez. He's faced 9 batters. He's retired all 9. First one downstairs to Caleb Joseph, the catcher, hitting .273, 3 home runs, and 12 RBIs. Popped up. David Freese taking charge, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Had one there last night too, right?
Exactly.
Weaver just got out of the way of.
Always a wise decision. Even though we're considered probably the best athletes on the field, pitchers, you just want to be a good director of traffic at that point.
So you got that going for you.
Yes.
Top of the order now, Manny Machado.
We've clearly agreed on that one.
You think so?
Yeah.
7 1/3 last night. He was spectacular. It's back-to-back starts. Which, he's thrown the ball very well. Get command much better than what we saw previously.
I love that fastball he's been throwing down and away, hitting the corner. Just like that. For Shoemaker, for him to be successful, spot that fastball away down.
Machado swung at the first pitch in the first inning. Skied one to Cole Calhoun. He'll look at a strike on the off speed. 0-2.
So now you can go another baseball or so off the outside corner. He might even chase it, especially if you do something off speed, a slider or curveball.
Machado goes down swinging on the breaking ball. 2 outs.
It's all because of Shoemaker's ability to spot his fastball away. Swing miss on a good breaking ball here. Sharp slider off the plate. Swing and miss.
Two outs, nobody on. Jimmy Paredes at the plate. Singled his first time up. Hits one off the end of the bat right to David Freese. An easy 1-2-3 inning for Matt Shoemaker. 3 in the books. Top of the order coming up for the Angels as we are still scoreless. Scoreless as we start the top of the fourth inning. Hey, Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with AYSO, the world's largest soccer club. Go to ayso.org/play to find your region and sign up for your fall team today. Calhoun, Trout, Pujols trying to figure out Ubaldo Jimenez. As the breaking ball drops in there for a strike. Jimenez 9 up, 9 down, 3 punch outs. Got Cole to ground out the overshift. This is back up the middle, and there's the first base runner of the game for the Angels. A sharp single up the box.
He set it up because the first pitch was an all-speed pitch followed with another slower breaking ball. And then the timing was much better, and by Jimenez for a base hit. See if the adjustments are made the second time through against Jimenez. And you got to start creating that doubt in his mind because of his career numbers. 0-4 with an ERA over 6. You know that as a pitcher against a club, no matter what different personnel is on that team at that point.
Trout looks at a strike. Mike lined out sharply to J.J. Hardy his first time up. So he's 0 for 1. First time Jimenez has worked from the stretch. He's coming off a start. Jimenez, that is, in which he went 7 innings against Toronto. Struck out 9, walked 2. 9 strikeouts, a season high for him. 0-2. Orioles hoping they've got the 2010 edition of Ubaldo Jimenez, a 19-game winner with the Colorado Rockies, 19-8, and a 2.88 ERA with the Rocks. Trout fouls this one off to the right. That's not easy to do in Colorado. Playing half your games here in Denver.
He used to rush his fastball up there 96, 97.
Full foul behind Gary DiSarcina. The count remains at 0-2. Jimenez came up with the Rockies and then got traded to the Cleveland Indians. Kind of a big trade too, as Cleveland gave up a couple of prospects, big time pitching prospects. But it didn't really pan out that well for Jimenez in Cleveland. Drew Pomeranz, one of those prospects, going to the Rockies. The other Alex White. Spent 2+ seasons there.
Need a power fastball himself.
Foul back to the right. But still at 0-2.
He missed location on that one. Although he got away with it because it was upstairs. Would have been a strike though, up in part of the strike zone.
Little jam shot foul up the first base line. Calhoun over first, a leadoff single. They'll check in on him. Pujols on deck. No scores. We play here in the fourth inning. Got a 1-hour rain delay to start this game.
Boy, 6 pitches in this sequence against Trout. All have been strikes so far.
Shoots this one foul down the line.
Usually when you're 0-2, you're going to take a chance of maybe bouncing something in the dirt.
So 37 pitches so far, 31 strikes. Breaking ball, foul back.
That one made sense a little bit more, so that was pretty far off the outside corner, but Trout staying alive in this at bat. More pitches you see, you're more apt as a pitcher to make a mistake. He's not made a mistake in any of these pitches yet. been some tough ones that Trout has fouled off. It was split finger fastball.
And it gets Trout for the first out.
And that's the first one of that sequence here in 9 pitches, which he really went out of the strike zone. Slider, catch in the corner, fastball, two-seamer, bringing it back on the corner. Fastball away, fastball inner half, fastball back away, fastball again, jam shot, then a fastball in the outside part of the plate, slider off the plate, then a split finger fastball in the dirt to eventually get a swing and miss. So both sides of the plate with his fastball mixing a slider, but finished him off with a split finger fastball.
Down in the dirt, nice block by Joseph. It's a 1-0 count on Pujols. Just shows you the command that Jimenez has shown this year. Be able to kind of dart that fastball pretty much in all the quadrants of that strike zone.
Real good pace for him too. Doesn't waste time. Doesn't walk around the mound. Staying on that pitching rubber.
Somewhat of an unusual delivery in that he hooks the ball behind his back before getting into that right arm slot. Not an easy task either. You got to do everything and have it work out perfectly for you every time.
A lot of things go wrong in your mechanics when you do that. Because sometimes you're already landing and you're still trying to get the arm into the proper arm slot to hit your spots.
Albert, a strikeout victim in the first. Now it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Calhoun with a leadoff single, standing at first base. Albert pops it up on the first base side. Davis, the first baseman, over. 2 outs.
Talk about mixing and matching your fastball up and in on that fastball to jam. Pujols was behind in the count 2-0, but got back in the count, then pops up. Albert Pujols, who has good numbers against Jimenez in his career. Well, this about as good as I've seen him throw in a long time, especially with his command of his fastball.
Eric Ibar grounded out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Calhoun with 1 stolen base, has been caught once. With 2 outs here, do you maybe take a shot?
Especially because you have trust in Eric Ibar, the way he's swinging the bat. If you can go ahead and try to make contact.
Never mind. There's the 3rd out. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. 3, 4, 5 coming up for Baltimore. Still no score.
or cable. Enjoy better. Call 1-855-WANT-TWC. By Keck Medicine of USC, beyond exceptional medicine. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers.
No scores. We start the bottom of the fourth inning. What is that there? The Inner Harbor? Good shot. I know there's a nice aquarium there in the Inner Harbor.
That might be it there. It was crowded yesterday walking by there. A lot of people.
Jones Davis appears to face Matt Shoemaker here in the fourth. Swinging first pitch again, pulls a foul. Jones flied out to right. The first pitch he saw last time up. 2 singles allowed by Shoemaker, 3 strikeouts overall. A ball and strike. It was a little weird seeing an Orioles lineup without Nick Markakis.
I know, I saw that jersey going up. The little fan had a Nick Markakis jersey. A doubles machine over his career here wearing that Baltimore uniform.
Now with the Atlanta Braves.
Won the Gold Glove last year, right field. American League, great throwing arm.
9 years with the Orioles at .290. One-two pitch. Jones slips some foul out of play. Thought for sure that you heard over the years how much Peter Angelos, the owner of the Orioles, loved Nick Markakis. Not just the Greek connection, but as a player, as a person. Talk about a guy that's got the opportunity to be an Oriole for life. Just didn't work out that way.
Yeah, he had a great season last year. Nelson Cruz moves on. Nick Markakis has moved. But Buck Shoulders said, hey, I'm going to play with what I have. And he continues to do a good job year in and year out with this Baltimore team.
Downstairs, a full count. They figure it out. I mean, last year, 96 win season. They won the American League East for the first time since '97. And they don't, although it's in everyone else's mind is a big market area. That's not how they manage their ball club. So you've got to get to fit players. This one grounded toward the hole. Ibar backhands, plants, fires to first, gets Jones by a couple of steps, 1 down.
Yeah, that's a good play by Ibar. He was able to plant, like you said, Victor, because that way you get more on the throw. A lot of times you'll see him, the backhand, the momentum still taking him into the outfield grass, makes it a more difficult throw. Stop, got himself in good throwing position, and a perfect throw to Pujols. He does have a strong throwing arm. Former Gold Glove winner himself, Eric Ibar. Shift back on for Chris Davis.
Davis 0 for 1, struck you out of the first. Another foul, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Much better approach for Matt Shoemaker tonight. A little more confidence with his stuff. And for the most part, has kept things down in the strike zone. Seemed like over the last couple of starts when he is, even early on in games, where a breaking ball slips out of his hand or a splitter stays up in the zone. It's still possible, it's still early, but for the most part, he's kept that in check here as Davis is retired for round number 2.
Boy, that was a well-located split finger fastball from Matt Shoemaker on that one. The pull hitter to reach down and away and roll over and hit a ground ball rate to Albert Pujols. Three infielders now on the left side of the infield.
Pierce had the excuse me single his first time up. That was leading off the second. A little check swing. Rolled towards second, but was able to tell on the shortstop side, unable to get to it. Pierce stranded at first base. Two and one.
Good pitch to be able to throw in a fastball count. A fastball hitter in the outside corner with his slider. When Shu was real good last year, and he was good quite often, he was able to get back into counts with his off-speed pitches to be able to throw him for strikes. That has not been the case for the most part this year. So far tonight, it has been the case, getting it back into counts when he's falling behind with his slider or curve or even a split finger fastball. See his last 4 starts, ERA over 8, but the home run ball has been better on the road though. 2-0 on the road this year with a 4.50.
Pierce gets into one to left. Towering shot. Joyce back near the wall, and the Orioles have a 1-0 lead. There's that home run ball on a pitch that was up in the zone. 3rd of the year for Pierce, 10th RBI.
This is, we've been talking about it for Matt. The high fastball has hurt him. He's walking behind the mound knowing he made a mistake. Even the pitch before, the 2-2 pitch, he muscled up, overthrew his fastball upstairs, and he came right back upstairs again. Might even been an off-speed pitch. It didn't have any tumbling action. But again, upstairs becomes an extremely hittable pitch. I think sometimes when you muscle up, drop your elbow to elevate a fastball, that very next pitch, so hard to get back down in the strike zone. And for Matt at this point, I don't even mess around with that high fastball like that. I stay downstairs.
Giving up 11 home runs on the season. You're right. Forget about the upstairs stuff. Trying to change eye level. Just keep working on what's been good for you. So we get the list you don't want to be leading. This is pulled foul. It's an 0-2 count on DeAuza. The Angels play from behind 1-0 on the Pierce home run. The 44th hit by Baltimore this year. Swing and a miss down. It goes DeAuza. And that'll do it for the Orioles. But they strike for a run on Pierce's 3rd of the season. 4 complete. 1-0 Orioles.
.31 miles per gallon. Visit Jeep.com for more information. By AT&T Uverse, more live channels on the go than cable. And by Subaru. Test drive the all-new 2015 Subaru Forester or go to Subaru.com to learn more.
Halos down 1-0 as we start the fifth. Johnny Giavitello to lead things off, and he'll look at a breaking pitch for a strike. Johnny chowing out to the alley in right center field, tracked down by De Aza in the second inning. So he's 0 for 1. This one's out to right. 1 down. And the way that Jimenez has thrown the ball tonight, now through 4 1/3, and 1-0 lead, seems like 5-0. He has been that good so far. 1 hit allowed, 1 base runner allowed. That was the leadoff single to Cole in the 4th.
And a lot of strikes for him. 47 pitches, 39 strikes.
And by definition, that's pounding the zone.
Exactly. That's with a lot of movement also.
This is lined towards short and beyond the reach of Hardy into left field. So 1 out single for Freese, who struck out his first time up. He's now 1 for 2.
Pitch on the inner half and got him out on a fastball inside, but it was down last at bat. This time it was upstairs. His hands inside the baseball just enough to get it over Hardy's head for a base hit for Freese.
Joyce looks at a fastball up and in, hit a fly ball to right, leading off the 3rd. He's 0 for 1. Matt came at batting 141, 5 doubles, a home run, 10 runs batted in.
Having a fastball in and turn on it.
Just off the plate. Ahead of the count now at 2-0. Got a little bit of the right side open with Davis holding on Freese. Good hit and run count. Nothing's happening here. Breaking ball in the dirt. We've seen Mike use C.J. Cron as a hit and run candidate. And I think, to me, when you've got a guy that's struggling offensively, give him something else to think about.
Yeah, because you shorten up your swing. All you're thinking about in terms of making contact, hit the ball on the ground.
3-1 pitch. Joyce shoots one towards short. It's off the glove of Machado. That's the third baseman in the shift. Good piece of hitting. Went with the pitch.
Hit real well the other way. Machado, especially off the left-handed bat, it's going to go tail away from him. Barely see him in the screen. And then that ball dipped at the last second and off his glove.
So 2 on and 1 out. First time the Angels have had a man reach second base. Base hit credited to Joyce. They call it an error? They did call it an error. So Machado.
That's a tough play.
That's his 9th error of the season. Iannetta looks at a strike.
That's a real tough error. Well, we've always known they take care of their pitchers here in Baltimore.
I just assumed that they were going to call it a hit. I mean, as well struck as that ball was, you don't think it should have been caught? I guess that's how you.
It's a tough play. It's squared up, but he has to reach down for it with that. The way the ball was slicing away from him at shortstop. But granted, he is a shortstop by trade.
Correct.
Playing third base.
All right, Nana shoots one out to right field. It's going to hang up for De Aza. 2 outs. Well struck by Chris, but unfortunately right to the right fielder. And here's Kraus with 2 on, 2 outs.
Kraus very patient at the plate. I'm thinking this time the first pitch fastball, you got to try to do some damage.
Well, he's got 6 at-bats now with the Angels, 3 strikeouts, all 3 looking. That to me is where you start talking about unacceptable for a guy that's supposed to be a power guy.
Yeah, just let it go, drive it, get that first pitch fastball. Or just sit fastball the entire at bat. A bad break ball, you can make an adjustment as a hitter.
Off the end of the bat towards second. Pierce forces out Matt Joyce. The Angels are done here in the 5th. Look at the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Baltimore. Two-out home run in the 4th off Matt Shoemaker, the only scoring in this ball game. Matt will face the bottom 3rd of the Orioles order. Hardy, Lowe, and Joseph. J.J. Hardy, fly ball to right. First time up, 0 for 1. Oh, 1 count. The scores around baseball going on now. Cleveland leading Texas 5-4. Yankees leading the Kansas City Royals 4-1 in Kauffman Stadium. It's foul tipped into the mid. It's an 0-2 count. Seattle will be hosting the Boston Red Sox. King Felix. They're wearing throwback uniforms. I'm not sure if might be Negro League uniforms, Boston and Seattle. Missed upstairs. 1-2.
Looks like those uniforms.
Oakland and the White Sox just underway. Houston trailing Toronto 3-2. That game's the bottom of the 6th. Two balls and 2 strikes. David Lowe on deck. Foul tipped into the mid, hung on to by Chris Ionnet, and there's out number 1. Strikeout number 5 for Shoemaker. That'll bring up Lowe, the left fielder. Folks, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Los Angeles Angels. Lowe, a strikeout victim himself in the second. We're just talking about those 5 punch-outs. Takes a breaking ball down and in.
He's got pretty good command of his curveball tonight. And slider. So not quite the feel for his split finger fastball again. Pierce home run. That looked like a split finger fastball upstairs.
Bouncer foul. Down it in. No walks for Matt. And 3 hits allowed, the 2 singles, plus the home run. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Real good 2-seam fastball from Shoemaker. Yeah, live in that lower part of the strike zone, both inside and outside.
Lowe pulls one to the right side, smothered by Pujols on the dive. Foot race to the bag. Shoemaker wins it, 2 down.
And look at that feed by Albert Pujols, knowing that Lowe has great speed going down the line. He fed that Shoemaker perfectly to get to the base to beat Lowe going to that bag. The dive. And knowing he has to make a perfect feed so he can catch that baseball was high enough where he can catch it and find the base and win the race to the bag. Excellent job by Pujols. Great angle by Shoemaker to be able to cut off that angle at first base. Solid defensive play by an Angel defender.
So 2 outs, nobody on, and it's Caleb Joseph at the plate. Joseph popped out to David Freese in the middle part of the infield in the 3rd. Swings first pitch and fouls it back. 0-1 count on the Orioles catcher. Holding down the spot until Matt Wieters comes back from Tommy John surgery. Second career start for Shoemaker against Baltimore, his first ever here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Check swing, bouncer back to the mound. The Orioles go down in order. 5 in the books. 1-0 Baltimore.
got a split finger fastball to this upstairs in the strike zone, hits a solo shot out at that point, and only the run of the game. And Jimenez has been outstanding. He's been pounding the strike zone with his fastball, split finger fastball, very solid for him, consistently hitting both sides of the plate. He's allowed this 2 hits through 5 innings. Here we are at the top of the 6th. Orioles lead this one 1-0.
Yeah, 2 singles, 1 to Cole Calhoun in the 4th, 1 to David Freese in the 5th. 4 strikeouts, no walks. And about to throw his 60th pitch as the Angels have the top of the order up in Cole. He swings the first pitch, fouls it off the left.
0.69 ERA at home here in Camden Yards, which is known more so for the home run ball. He's been great in this yard.
This is his 4th start at home this year. Twice against Toronto, once against the White Sox. 1 ball, 1 strike. Trout on deck, Pujols to follow.
He's made 11 starts here last year. There's 3 wins in this ballpark.
Two balls and 1 strike. Good rip by Cole. 1 for 2 games so far. Halos in the month of May, pitches 229. Still a game better than 500 at 7-6. Pitching's been very good. That's up and in. Watch out. Full count. Staff ERA at 2.78 in May. Still waiting for that offense to get it going. But even still, with that, Angels a 4-game winning streak currently. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball out toward right center field. Jones got a good jump on it. Will track it down for the first out. Here comes Trout. Hey folks, groups 20 or more can enjoy exciting Angels baseball for as low as $8 per ticket. Make your plans to bring coworkers, teammates, and family. Just visit angels.com/groups to book your outing today. Trout 0 for 2 with a line out and a strikeout. This is back up the middle. There's a single. So Trout's on board. 3rd single allowed by Jimenez. See if he's on the move here.
He's giving up. He's not real quick to play that long throwing motion. He's allowed 4 stolen bases in 4 attempts this year. Since 2012 through this up to this season, 71 stolen bases and 88 attempts against him, with 0 pickoffs during that period. I think you got to go if you're Trout.
Trout with 7 of the 12 stolen bases the Angels have this year. Albert 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-up.
He was going.
Leaning a little bit there.
A little bigger lead that time. Even his throw over the first base, a longer throwing motion, allows you as a base stealer to get a little bit bigger lead.
Pitch out, nothing's going on.
Good base runners don't go when you do see something different. That was a quick pitch. You never quick pitch on a pitch out. You want to stay in your same normal delivery and then make the pitch out, make it upstairs around shoulder height for the catcher.
Foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. We take a quick pitch again.
Also made a mistake with that pitch trying to be too quick to the plate. That's the good thing about having Trout at first base at this point. With that speed, the focus is away from Pujols. Pujols can give the Angels a lead with 1 swing of the bat.
He wants to go. He's trying to go. One ball, 1 strike with 1 out here in the 6th inning. There he goes. Breaking ball, hammer to left. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is just foul. That was a rocket out of here.
Yeah, it was hit so hard you were hoping it didn't have a chance to go foul. Huge jump, too, by Trout.
Off-speed pitch that was up.
This hook's foul.
And Trout had a pretty good jump as well. Here's the 1-2. Albert strikes out swinging. 2 outs.
Two-seam fastball. A lot of late movement on his fastball.
Still say Trout's got to get going here, even with Ibar up.
Have to.
He does. They pitch out. The throw from Joseph is in time. So the Angels are done here in the 6th inning. Top of the order coming up for Baltimore. The Angels down 1-0.
To this game, and love comes to town. Little BB King, little tribute about that glove work, especially in the outfield and in the infield. Nice play by Pujols today. Also, Freeze the same thing, but the outfield play has been outstanding. The reason why the Angels at this point, their pitching and their defense, why they're 1 game over 500.
Machado, Paredes, and Jones for the Baltimore Orioles here in the bottom of the 6th. Shoemaker, 5 strikeouts, no walks, 3 hits allowed. Machado dropping a bunt up the third base line, and Iannetta will pick it up foul.
Good decision to get out there as quick as you can. You don't want to allow that baseball have an opportunity to roll back into fair territory. And Chris out of that catching position quickly to make sure That ball doesn't hit that grass, and you can see it starting to work its way back towards that foul line. Wise decision by Iannetta to field that quickly. No way you're going to throw out Machado going down the line.
Machado for 2 tonight with a fly ball to right and a strikeout.
Exact same pitch he struck him out with the last at bat. No reason why you can't try that pitch again a little bit further off the plate.
That's a called strike 3. Locked him up with a fastball. 1 down. Hey folks, the Angels host the Padres on May 27th, and that's a 7:05 start. Fans in attendance will receive a military rally monkey courtesy of Jack in the Box while supplies last. Purchase tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket office or online at angels.com. So 1 out, nobody on, and it's Jimmy Paredes, the DH, coming up. Paredes 1 for 2. Singled back in the first inning, grounded out to Freeze in the third. Three balls, no strikes. Adam Jones on deck.
Might be hacking here 3-0. Especially his numbers, his power numbers this year. 14 extra base hits.
Three-one count. Full count. Last fastball at 90 miles per hour. 73rd pitch of the game for Shoemaker. 51 strikes. This from sky to shallow left. Eric Ibar drifting out. And Joyce calls him off, 2 outs.
Another pretty good fastball from Shoemaker. Much more consistent velocity on his fastball tonight.
Six in a row retired by Shoemaker since the Pierce home run in the 4th inning. Jones 0 for 2. Fly ball to right and a ground ball to short. One around. That's an 0-1 count. Jones doesn't like the call. He says that Adam Amari should go down to first base and ask for help.
You're going to say it again. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, I don't get why guys continue to get chapped about it. You don't have to, like you said.
And you can see that crossing the plate at that point. It's not the rules that the home plate umpire can call that.
Now, if you turn around and say I didn't go and argue that, that's different. Bouncer to second base. You know Jones not going to be happy. A 1-2-3 inning for Matt Shoemaker. 6th in the books. 1-0 Baltimore.
He said, yeah.
on a mission to save you money. Log on to MercuryInsurance.com today to get a fast, free quote and see how much you can save. And by Hyundai, the Memorial Day sales event is going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
It's a good barbecue here in Baltimore. Baltimore leading the Angels 1-0 here at the top of the 7th. And now it's time for our In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia. Jimenez has been in the driver's seat, just continually throwing pitches in the strike zone. 6 scoreless innings, no walks, 5 punch-outs. Great ERA at home this season for Jimenez here in Baltimore. ERA 0.67 is 2 earned runs in 27 innings pitched here in this ballpark that is known for a lot of runs.
Ibar trying to bunt his way on the first pitch. Missed it. That one almost missed him, so it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Ibar, Giavotella, and Freeze. 4, 5, and 6. You heard me correctly. Eric Ibar, the cleanup hitter tonight. Giavotella, the 5-hole. Eric 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs.
And he's got away with a high slider there, the Ibar.
Eric was in that number 4 spot 2 games last year. 2-2 outside, full count.
Good patience so far in this at bat for Ibar. You have to somehow get on base here, and then you can have put on a hit and run with Giavotella coming up next.
3-2 pitch. Ibar will chopper toward third. Machado comes in. Off balance throw, and Ibar safe, an infield base hit.
That was real close. Machado made a nice play on that baseball, but Ibar batting from that left side down there a little quicker. Quickly get down that line, can smell that base hit.
Oh yeah, a la Bobby Abreu.
Oh yes.
Bobby had the knack to show off his speed whenever he sniffed a base hit like that.
He was amazing with that. Very good career for Bobby Abreu.
That extends Ibar's hitting streak to 7 games now. But here's Giavotella, twice hit a fly ball to right field. Ibar off to a big lead already. 1 ball, no strikes. Halos with 4 hits tonight. Orioles with 3. Orioles made one of theirs count. Steve Pearce, his 3rd home run of the season. 2 outs in the 4th.
It looked like Eric was going there.
Good lead. Takes off. Hit and run is on. Little dribbler left side. J.J. Hardy comes in. Not going to have a play. Another infield single.
Fortunate enough for Eric Ibar, he stayed close to the base. J.J. Hardy doesn't have quite the arm strength he used to have. Knew he wanted to be able to throw out Giavotella, but thought about throwing back to second base. Eric rounds there and looked back right at him. Close enough to the base, did not have that throw made.
Two on and nobody out. David Freese at the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Off speed upstairs. So good hitters count at 2 balls and no strikes.
In the center of that one zone where you're going to get a fastball. If it's a break ball, he throws it for a strike, let it go. Look for a fastball, do some damage.
Broken bat floater towards the middle of the infield, and Hardy cuts it off for the out. 1 down. Broken bat for David Freese, and the runners cannot advance. On a 2-0 pitch.
Well, a lot of late movement once again on the fastball, but Ibar read it well, stayed there close enough to the base. Not going to be able to score on it anyhow. You got to be close enough just in case it's caught.
That is an incredibly good read, though, to go with the baseball back to the bag. You're right. Even if that ball drops in there, Adam Jones plays such a shallow center field. You don't want to take that chance. Now it's Matt Joyce's turn. He will look at a strike. Joyce 0 for 2, a fly ball to right, and then reach on the air by Machado in the 5th. Second opportunity the Angels have had in this ball game with a man in scoring position. The other was in the 5th with 2 on and 1 out. 0-2 count. Cardinals, of course, fell short in that 5th inning. Iannetta fly ball to right, and Krause the fielder's choice. Joyce strikes out, 2 outs.
Meant to be a fastball away, but this fastball's in off the plate.
Just has been able to shorten up that swing.
Yeah, when he's right, Matt Joyce, the second pitch, a slider, got a lot of the plate and was down. Most times you get throw a slider like that from a right-handed pitcher to a left-handed batter who has power, it's going to be crushed. He took it.
Iannetta 0 for 2, a ground ball to third and a fly ball to right. Ibar at second, Giavatello at first. First takes downstairs. Back-to-back infield singles for Ibar and Giavatello to start this 7th inning. They've not been able to advance. Two 2-0.
Similar count against Freese. He ran a fastball in and jammed him. See if we'll go fastball in against Iannetta here now.
Chopper toward third. Machado has it go off his glove in the left. Ibar will come in to score. Giavatello will take third, and we are tied at 1. Well, a high chopper off the dirt.
That's the only way you're going to score on that base hit, too. By Iannetta. A break. Finally a break. Well, just off the glove, and because Hardy was trying to get himself in position to make that play. Also, if it gets over Machado's head, cannot react enough and quick enough to be able to get that ball and keep it in the infield. So some well-placed base hits in this inning.
Yeah, if Machado doesn't play that baseball, it's just a bouncer to Hardy in the outfield grass. It's an infield base hit, and you've got the bases loaded. But because he reaches for it, doesn't glove it, it costs the Orioles a run. Now, first and third, 2 outs, and Krause at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Still looking for his first Angels hit.
And ends up being an RBI single for Iannetta, his 3rd of the year.
Krause shoots one to left field. That'll get down for a base hit. 2-1 Angels as they've taken the lead here, the 7th.
Now that was a good piece of hitting by Mark Krause. He let that ball travel deeper in the strike zone and shoots it out to left field for an RBI single. First hit, first RBI. Wearing that Angel uniform. But also good base running by Giavatello because no one is covering third to get to third base. Kept his head down, drove the ball the other way, let the ball travel, trusted his hands.
Dave Wallace, the co-pitching coach, is out to the mound. He and Dom Cheating sharing the duties as Darren O'Day warms up in the bullpen. There's Dom. Back-to-back 2-out hits for the Angels, putting them on top 2-1 here in the 7th. Iannetta standing at second, Krause at first, and Cole Calhoun at the plate. Cole 1 for 3 tonight with a single in the 4th. This one's out toward right center field. Piazza calls off Jones, and the Angels are done here in the 7th. But they take the lead, 4 hits total. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Halos lead at 2-1. They pieced together 2 runs on 4 hits, 3 of which were basically infield hits. Now Matt Shoemaker back after the 7th inning. And he'll face Davis, Pierce, and Piazza. 4, 5, and 6 for the Orioles. Shoemaker with 6 strikeouts, no walks, 3 hits allowed. So 76 pitches. His first career start here at Camden Yards. Chris Davis, the first baseman, 0 for 2. He struck out looking in the 1st inning and grounded out in the 4th. This game is delayed about an hour because of rain. It's a good game since. Good matchup between Jimenez and Shoemaker. One ball, 1 strike on Davis. Fernando Salas getting ready on the pen.
Shoemaker did a nice job as far as using that off-speed pitch against Davis.
Good location.
That might be his best split finger of the game. That was outstanding where he threw that one. Now you can maybe even bounce it away.
One-two pitch. Got him looking. Down goes Davis. A little bit of a delayed call by Adam Hamari, and there's out number 1.
Second time he's been called out on a strike on the outside part of the plate. A split finger fastball. That one ran a little bit off the plate. He got the call.
So here's Pierce. Owns 2 of the 3 Orioles hits tonight. A single and a home run. Home run is 3rd. The RBI is 10th. And he lines one out to left field. Joyce moving over. He'll make the catch. 2 down.
It's a hanger. Break the ball upstairs. Good job by Joyce to run that one down.
Downs tonight, a fly ball to center and a strikeout. Went down swinging to end the 4th inning. One and one. 7 times tonight. The half inning has ended via the strikeout.
It doesn't happen too often, but we're seeing a lot of strikeouts the last couple of years in Major League Baseball.
That's combined, of course. This one down toward right field. This half inning will not end in a strikeout. A fly ball to right instead. A 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Matt Shoemaker. That's 10 in a row since the Pierce home run. Angels up 2-1.
Lead over the O's. I'm Patrick O'Neill. Stick around after the game for Angels Live. Jose Mota will join me. Matt Shoemaker is a big story. Mark Krause is a big story. Iannetta. And hopefully the Angels can hang on. We hope to have some good sound for you in the postgame show. I spoke with Mark Krause before the game. This is his dream to be up here in the big leagues, but it's a little catch-22. His wife is home alone, pregnant. She's due in early July with their 17-month-old baby, daughter, I should say toddler, Ava. So, it's hard for him to be away from her. So, obviously, she's got to be really excited about that clutch single. But we don't want her to get too excited, Victor and Mark, because she's got a little ways to go before she delivers that second baby.
Yeah, and he just got his first knock as an Angel.
And RBI.
And an RBI. So you don't want to mess up that mojo right now.
Exactly. Good job, Patrick.
Trout, Pujols, and Ibar here in the 8th inning, up 2-1. Darren O'Day takes over on the mound for Ubaldo Jimenez, and he'll deliver a slider for a strike.
Excellent numbers once again out of the bullpen for Baltimore for Darren O'Day, the former Angel. 0.69 ERA, fastballs 88, 84 to 88. Slider, there's a lot of them, an occasional changeup.
0-2. John doesn't like the call. He's 1 for 3 tonight with a single in the 6th inning. Darren O'Day pitching 30 games for the Angels back in 2008. Now went upstairs. The Mets took him as a Rule 5 selection the following season. They claimed off waivers by Texas, pitched in Texas in 2010, 2011. And was put on waivers again, and Baltimore claimed him. He's been with the Orioles since 2012. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Very durable.
Just ridiculous numbers, too.
Every year.
2.28, 2.18, 1.70, and 0.69 this season. He's getting it done.
Very difficult to square up and hit the ball out of the ballpark against him.
Slider down and away. Full count. It's tough to give up on guys like this that are funky enough. Good stuff. Look at Pat Neshek. He's been around a long time. They throw strikes. You can't just look at one season and say, "Man, we're going to give up on them." "3-2. Mike shoots one down the right field line. This has got a chance to be fair. Possibly gone. That is gone. Big fly for Mike Trout going oppo. 3-1 Angels.
Wow, that's a pretty good power going the other way. You mentioned it earlier. O'Day doesn't give up many home runs. There's a 318 down the line. It might be one of those 3-0-10 home runs here in the newer ballpark in Baltimore. Pretty good piece of hit and let it travel inside out going the other way. What new Trout a home run here in Baltimore. His first ever was here in Baltimore. Now here one tonight, the right field.
3rd home run O'Day's allowed as the baseball comes flying back onto the field. So the Angels get a little insurance run here in the 8th inning. They got some insurance last night in the 9th inning.
I remember Trouty hitting many home runs that way. It's a strong young man.
Albert fouls back the first pitch. Just in general the opposite way, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, obviously the one that stands out is the home run he hit for the cycle at home against the Mariners. That was out to right center field.
I remember that home run he hit against Max Scherzer in Comerica Park that was way out the right center.
Yeah.
But that one's right down the right field line.
The kid is just stupid good.
I know.
But there's nothing else he can say.
We just forget about the
Go
fact
ahead,
he's
just
still just 23.
Put it on a t-shirt. He's stupid good. That's it. Oh, 2. Albert lays off.
Now I know why the Eagles gave him a jersey today.
Yeah.
Just in case he might think about doing a winter hobby like Bo Jackson did.
Went from an 0-2 count to 3-2 to his 10th home run of the season and his 20th RBI. Ibar on deck. Albert 0 for 3 tonight. He lines one out to the alley in left center field, but Lowe was playing that way. He's able to track it down for out number 1.
He's a very fast outfielder, a center fielder by trade. What a read he had. Off the bat from our angle, looks like for sure that's a double.
Ibar extended his hitting streak to 7 games with a single in the 7th. One for 3 tonight. Raises his batting average now to 271. Ibar lifts one out towards center. 2 down. Giamatello 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored in the 7th. Johnny tonight 1 for 3. Part of the couple of infield base hits for the Angels in the 7th against Ubaldo Jimenez, who ended up giving up 2 runs. 7 innings. 7 hits allowed, 6 strikeouts, no walks for Jimenez. Chopper left side, Manny Machado has it. And the Angels are done here in the 8th. But Mike Trout on a 3-2 pitch sneaks one over the fence in right field, his 10th of the season, giving the Angels a little insurance as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Halos lead is now 3-1. A run coming off the bat of Mike Trout. His 10th home run of the season, 20th RBI, and that being said, Mike Scioscia, with the way Matt Shoemaker finished up the 7th inning, it's gone to the bullpen now. It's our in and out, who's in, who's out. Shoemaker's done. Joe Smith comes into the ball game now. And we'll try to keep things in check. Shoemaker finished off retiring the last 10 straight. A very good start for him tonight.
Way to build the confidence.
Let's go back and take a look at the Trout home run, because I thought it was going to be off the wall and maybe even short of the wall. Trout sprinting as if he thinks it's going to be extra bases as well. That ball just sneaks over the railing.
Hey, look, even surprised running around the bases. He goes, you know what? Maybe I am pretty good.
It's stupid good to you, big guy. Hardy, Lowe, and Joseph here in the 8th inning. Joe pitched last night, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Hardy will take a strike. The Orioles shortstop 0 for 2 with a fly to right and a punch out. 7 innings, 3 hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks for Matt Shoemaker. Gave up the home run to Pierce. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Great slider from Joe Smith. Great Great location. 0-2 slider. That's why I love that pitch away and down against the hitter 0-2. Sometimes you'll get that call, that borderline strike, and he gets it here for Joe Smith.
So 1 out, nobody on, and David Lowe at the plate.
He'll be ready just in case he tries to drag a bunt down that first base line.
A strikeout, a ground ball to Pujols. Now we're making a terrific play. That was a diving stop in the 5th inning. Travis Snyder has come out to the on-deck circle. Will be pinch hitting for Caleb Joseph. Foul back. I wonder if Snyder bats regardless, or if he's out there if Lowe gets on board, trying to tie things up. Buck's been known to do things like that.
Yeah, he's definitely the guy that looks at all those printouts forever. He's done that. Different scenarios.
With a flare down the line, slicing out of play. Snyder ended the game last night as he pinch hit for Delman Young as he struck out against.
Nice play by a fan.
Yeah.
Using the hat. No problem.
No. You know that was a line drive he caught, right? That's the story.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. Slider got him looking. 2 down.
Probably hit by Trout by the end of the night.
Yeah. He pulled the slider. I just one-handed. That's it.
Another great slider, backdoor slider. Joe Smith. As a hitter, you just give up on that pitch because you think it's a ball. Starts out in the strike zone and then brings it back and catches the corner.
Travis Snyder pinch hitting here for Caleb Joseph. So Joseph finishes the night going 0 for 2. 267 batting average for the outfielder. There's a home run and 9 RBIs. Takes down and away.
Tell you what, Chris Sinet has done a nice job as far as framing corners tonight.
Chopper to second. 2 Hopper to Giamatello. We'll head to the 9th. Freeze, Joyce, Iannetta coming up for the Angels, leading at 3-1.
David Freese coming to plate, 1 hit so far, but Brandon Crawford thought he'd have a big game, and yeah, he had a big game. But the bases loaded here in Cincinnati. Grand slam for Brandon Crawford. Went 3 for 5 with 6 RBI, which is a career high for Crawford.
Crazy. See the smokestacks last night in Cincinnati? One of them burned up. Fireworks went off. Zach Britton takes over on the mound here in the 9th. 14th game, no record of 1.38 ERA. He'll be throwing to a new catcher. Ryan Lavarnway takes over for Caleb Joseph. Britton with 7 saves on the year. 13 innings, 10 hits, 18 strikeouts, 3 walks, facing David Freese to lead things off. David 1 for 3, a single in the 5th.
Yeah, Britton turns over his fastball really well. Fastball velocity 93 to 97. He throw a slider. He can sink the fastball, also throw a 4-seam fastball upstairs.
Former starter, 3rd round pick back in 2006. Converted to the bullpen last year as a closer, 37 saves in 71 games and a 1.65 ERA. Freese hits one out toward right field. That ball's hit pretty well. De Aza pulls back. He'll watch this one go out over the railing. A home run for David Freese. 4-1 Angels.
Well, we thought David Freese coming in this game would have a shot to hit one out here in Camden Yards. Great career numbers coming in this game. 357. 2 hits, including that solo shot to right field for Mr. Freese. This pitch up, went with it. That's a great swing from David Freese. This good balance through the baseball well, the barrel of the bat, and he's got good power the other way. And the first home run that Britton has allowed this season. 2 pitchers that generally don't give up home runs, Darren O'Day and Britton.
Colin Cowgill pinch hitting here. He hits one back toward the middle. There's a single. Cowgill batting in Joyce's spot in the order, was going to take over defensively. So Colin is on board with nobody out here tonight. Inetta 1 for 3, had an RBI single in the 7th. Halos were down 1-0 going into the 7th inning. Scored twice. A single by Inetta with 2 outs, followed by the Krause single to left. With a 2-1 lead. Trout homered in the 8th. Freese homering here in the 9th. Inetta shoots one out to right field, so that's 3 straight hits. Cowgill will turn. He's going to try to go to third base. The throw from De Aza is not in time and actually hits Eric Cooper, the umpire. Britton was backing up on the play. The Angels have runners at the corners with nobody out.
2-hit night for Chris Iannetta, going the other way himself here for a base hit. First multi-hit game since back on April 14th for Chris Iannetta. You mentioned earlier, he has done a very good job as far as framing pitches behind the plate. Picks up 2 hits today.
C.J. Cron will pinch hit here for Mark Krause. Halos have racked out 11 hits tonight. 3 here in the 9th with still nobody out. .216 average for Cron. 1 home run. Infield in. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Cron last night had a 2 for 3 game with 2 singles. CJ had made up his mind he was going to hack. That pitch, a breaking ball, bounced out in front of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
For C.J. Cron, you're just trying to get something elevated, hit in the air, get the job done, sac fly. don't help out a pitcher who's given up 3 hits in a row like this, including a home run to start the inning.
Wild pitch. That'll bring in Calgill. Makes it 5-1.
It's a good read by Calgill. Big extra run you keep wanting to add on, especially in this yard, and you're facing a tough part of the lineup for Baltimore. A great read by Calgill to score on that one.
Here's Zach Britton. You've seen those 2 swings. Why would you ever throw C.J. Cron a fastball here? Unless it's up and out of the strike zone. Two balls, 2 strikes. That ends up at second base on that wild pitch. 5-1 Angels. 2 runs here in the 9th inning so far. Top of the order, Cole Calhoun on deck. Chopper up the third base line. Machado comes in. He'll let it go foul.
That's a wise decision. It's going to be a tough play throwing the first, but also by going in, they made that commitment. Iannetta would be able to get the third base also. Just knowing your field, knowing the baseball has a chance of rolling foul in that spot.
Buck Showalter just trying to get Britton some work. Hasn't pitched since the 11th against Toronto.
It's one of those weird things when closers come in games and when it's not a safe situation, they always seem to struggle.
Two. Cron takes a called strike 3. 1 out. That'll bring up Calhoun. Hey folks, take part in the Junior Angels Care Kits donation program. This initiative will provide Junior Angels Kids Club kits to patients of Chalk Hospital during player visits throughout the season. For more info to donate, just visit angels.com/juniorangels. Cole tonight 1 for 4. Single back in the 4th. Five runs, 11 hits, 5 left on for the Angels. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on for Baltimore. Houston Street no longer warming up. Cole bounces this one foul. No longer a save situation, so Fernando Salas will get the call in the bottom of the 9th. Houston picked up the save last night. 12th of the year. Five runs on the board for the Angels. That's an outburst for the Angels.
No question.
They struggle to put runs on the board. Check swing. Did not go. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Halos entering tonight had scored a total of 39 runs in May. That's 27th in baseball. And second to worst in the American League. Boston has scored fewer runs in May. Bouncer to the right side. Steve Pearce getting to it. 2 outs.
Let me just look at the slugging percentage coming into the game. 349 on base percentage, 290. But 2 home runs going the other way tonight. Trout, Freeze the other way. Solo shots.
10 of the last 14 games the Angels have played have been decided by 1 run. But fortunate with the slide as far as runs are concerned. The pitching has gotten better.
Now 22 quality starts, which is the best in the American League for the Angels. 22. And to see Weaver and now Shoemaker with a very good outing is a great sign for the staff.
Trout 2 for 4 with a single and a home run. Has Iannetta standing at third.
Well, Britton has some movement on his fastball. Either it's cutting or sinking away.
Trout 2 for 4 in his career against Britton. David Freese now is 3 for 4 in his career against Britton. 1-1 up and away.
He is Mr. Freeze.
2-hit game for David tonight. Led off this 9th inning with a home run.
He's played some solid defense here in Camden Yards also. Both games.
18 pitches thrown by Britton. That's why Showalter's on the phone. As Trout bounces this one to third. Machado comes in and misplays it. The run will score, and that is 6-1. Was going to be a bang-bang play at first, but kind of a nonchalant effort on the part of Machado. They're going to call that a hit.
Well, he's playing back knowing the speed of Trout, but Trout didn't look like he got out of the batter's box quite as well as we're normally accustomed to seeing from Trout, but gets an infield hit out of it.
Yeah, Trout will take it. Take the RBI as well. Second of the night. So a 3-hit game for Trout.
So Matt Joyce will go, whoa, what about my line drive off the end of his glove? They got an error on that one.
That should have been caught. Pujols takes inside.
And a good thing for trying to get an RBI out of that one, too.
Hang with him. Pujols 0 for 4 tonight. Albert, the only starter without a hit. 6-1 Angels here tonight. Albert chops this one to short. Hardy has it. And we'll head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Top of the order coming up to face Fernando Salas. It was David Freese that got the scoring started here tonight.
Well struck the other way by Freese. Fastball up, let it travel, hits it out of the yard.
Full night of NHL and NBA playoff action plus highlights of tonight's MLB games. You can see Fox Sports Live tonight at 11 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. We're seeing simulcast right here on Fox Sports West. Fernando Salas takes over on the mound here, trying to close it out for the Angels, looking to make it 5 consecutive wins for the Halos and picking up a series. This is a 10-gamer on the East Coast. And not an easy trip, considering he had three offenses that are swinging the bat well. The Orioles, the Blue Jays, and the Red Sox. Colin Cowgill stays in the game. He's in left. Taylor Featherston takes over at third base for David Freese.
Another great effort by Joe Smith again tonight. He's back on track. Fernando Salas trying to finish it off now.
A couple of strikeouts for Joe. Machado, Paredes, and Jones. 1, 2, and 3 for Baltimore. Machado tonight 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to right. Fernando Salas pitching his 16th game. 0-1 record, a 3.86 ERA. 14 innings, 12 strikeouts, 2 walks. This one fouled and out of play. And an 0-2 count. Fernando last pitched on the Wednesday against Colorado as Machado skies one on the left side. Drifting into the outfield grass is Eric Ibar. Colin Cowgill calls him off. 1 out.
Boy, nice pitch here. Ran a fastball in off the plate and jammed him. Key is, and we've seen this during this great run by the pitching staff, is getting ahead of counts. Runs this one inside. Target set perfectly by Iannetta. Machado jam, pops it up. First out of the 9th inning. Credit Chris Iannetta a lot tonight for what he's done behind the plate as far as calling the game and framing pitches.
Paredes is 1 for 3. Singled back in the first. Tardy on the fastball. Oh, 2.
Looks like Fernando's starting to get that good running fastball back that we saw a lot last year.
Oh, 2. Little chopper towards Albert. That will go foul. Just kicked right. Halos with 12 hits tonight. The last time they've had more than 10 hits in a game was April 30th against Oakland at the Coliseum, a 6-5 victory. They had 12 hits in that one. Just one other time between April 30th and tonight did they have double digits in the hits category, and that was 10. A lot of it happened late. The majority of it happened late. 9 hits over the last 3 innings. Pulled to second. Giavotella is there. 2 down. 1 out away from making it 5 straight. And Adam Jones will step up. The Angels tomorrow afternoon will have Garrett Richards on the mound. Orioles haven't officially announced who's starting for them, but we got a feeling it's going to be a rookie making his major league debut. Right-hander.
Tall, 6'6", right-hander. Richards has been very, very good.
Adam Jones at 0 for 3 night. Fouls that one back.
Maybe the offense is going to start getting on a roll. 2 runs in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th. Chris Iannetta got that foul ball right off the mask.
Oh, 1 pitch. Lifted foul and out of play. 0-2. And Shoemaker in line for his third win. Gave up a run on 3 hits, which included the home run to Pierce in the 4th inning. 7 solid innings for Shoemaker. 7 strikeouts and no walks. Had it working tonight. 1 mistake to Pierce, and he punished it. But other than that, he settled down, retiring the last 10 that he faced in a row. 0-2. Lifted foul again. Out of play. .135 start tomorrow afternoon. It's Eastern time. Angels Live will kick things off at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Ground ball to short. Ivor has it. Like that baby up as the Angels make it 2 in a row against the Baltimore Orioles. 6-1 the final tonight.
Boy, what a job by the defense and the pitching staff once again. And that man right there, Mike Trout, going the other way. David Freese hit one out the other way. The offense came to life late. But the story of the game still, Matt Shoemaker, and Mark Krause got his first hit as an Angel, first RBI. Some good swings late. That's what you wanted to see, using the entire field, put the ball in play. Good things happen. Again, that defense has been outstanding so far in these 2 games here in Camden Yard. But Trouty going the other way. First I've seen to that part of the field for a long time for Trouty. Going yard, 12 hits, 6 runs. The starting staff, last 5 games, 4-0 with an ERA 1.54 for the starters in that last 5 games, which have been 4-0 for Mike Socha's club.
Yeah, well, they were behind.